gotta run that again because I didn't hit that go button again. I don't know what happened, but we gonna run that again.
What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and Dope Living TV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Now that's more like it. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. And since I ran the promo twice, I'm going to say it again. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. No, it wasn't a rerun, you guys. That was me saying it twice because I didn't run the promo the first time and then I had to hit it again. Welcome. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting us. I'm Gina Gadsden. I'll be your host today. We are having so much fun this week. If you have not seen the previous Distinguished Authors Guild nominees, go back. It's there. It's archived. So you can go back and you can listen to these awesome authors. Today we have even more. We got double the fun for you. That's right. We have some amazing authors coming on. These are all Distinguished Authors Guild nominees. And I'm telling you, if you don't have their books in your library, it's time for you to go get their books because these are award-winning books. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on my cohorts and get this show started. Hey, my sister.
Hey. They definitely need to get all of these books. Award-winning books, all of the nominees. They're very helpful. They're helpful, they're funny. Some might be a little risque, romance novels.
Come on, Momo. Join us.
I'm going to say it 2 times. Momo. You said everything 2 times a day. Everything.
I got to say everything twice.
We'll do everything 2 times. How y'all doing?
Awesome. Man, are we having a great week or what?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you know what? We have all these books, and I'm sure some people are wondering when they have the readers, what is it really that we're looking for the nominees and for award-winning books?
I get that question all the time. So go ahead and tell them, Marcy.
Go ahead and tell them, Marcy.
First of all, we look to see, is it a book, the cover? Is it something that will catch your eye? Like, I wonder what this is about. Then about the content. Is it something that keeps your attention, that makes you not want to put down the book? Is it something that you will tell your friends about? Is it something, and a biggie, are there any errors?
That's a big biggie.
Grammar. And that is a big biggie, because if you have mistakes in your book, how can it be an award-winning book?
Absolutely.
And then another thing, with the back cover, when it talks about what the book is about.
Summary.
Is it the summary of the book? Is that what is really in the book? Over the years of reading books, I've picked up a book because of the summary and what it says is in the book. And as I read the book, it's like, I look back to the back cover
That
again
ain't what
and look
that
back
is.
and look like, well, did they put the wrong insides in the wrong cover? So it has to match what you're saying the book is about.
Yeah.
But have you
So
ever
those are
walked
some-
down the aisle, the bookstore aisle,
Mhm.
and you're walking, and then you're like, "Oh, wait a minute, that
Mm.
book just grabs your attention." That's what
Absolutely.
these books do.
Mhm.
That's how they're nominated. So you know they're good books because they made the cut. We had over 100 entries, and 37 books made the cut. So
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Marcy. Now we're going to bring on our authors, our Distinguished Authors Guild nominees, because they're backstage. And I
Okay.
can't wait to hear their stories. So let's get started with Ariana. How are you, Queen?
Hello, I'm blessed. I'm just so grateful to be here. How are you? How are y'all
Oh,
doing?
We're good.
we're doing awesome.
Good,
And
good.
we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you. We are excited. How about you?
Oh, I'm beyond excited. I'm trying to keep it together so people won't be like, "Oh, what's wrong with her?"
Make it out.
That's
Excitement,
okay.
joy.
And the name of your book is Congested, Yet
Conge-
My Heart Didn't Fail.
yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
That's strong right there. That's
That's real
strong.
Yes.
strong.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. You got a fan club up there.
Yay!
Our next author, Distinguished Author Guild nominee, Tamika Strickland. How you doing,
Hello, Tamika.
Queen?
Take
Blessings, everyone. I am
Yes.
blessed.
How are you today?
I'm excited.
And we can see the name of your book because I see it behind you right there. But the name of your book is Identity Deception from Wounds to Worship. Look at you got
Yes.
another fan up there.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
Awesome, awesome. Now we have author Gregory Thomas. How you doing, Greg?
Greg.
Hello.
Hey, glad to be here. Appreciate the opportunity. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
And the
Greg.
name of your book is Doubting Thomas. You know, every time I hear the name of your book, I think of the that train.
Well, we played on words, no doubt in Thomas, hoping that it would be catchy.
Right. Yeah. Well, you got your name in the title. It
Oh,
is
yes, ma'am.
catchy.
That too.
Ah,
Yes, yes. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Then we have our very own Pamela Jones.
Hi, Pam.
Pam, how are you today?
Hello, I'm well and yourself.
hi, how are
We're
you?
doing
Bless.
awesome.
Hello.
Hello.
And then the name of your book, let me think. 5 Shots, My Story, His Pain.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. 5 shots, boy. He ain't make it.
Ah,
Okay.
what you mean by
He
shots?
didn't make it.
5 shots. Yes.
And last but absolutely not least, we have BG Howard. Hey,
BG Howard.
BG.
Hey,
What's up, man?
BG.
I love the name of your book, Family Ties, Thicker Than Blood.
Hello, how are you?
I got that one too. It's somewhere around here.
Welcome, authors. I am so excited.
That's a good
Man,
sign.
you guys, you look awesome.
Mm.
And the promos, oh my gosh, I'm sitting there like every time one comes out, I'm like,
Mhm.
wow,
Oh
Wow.
they're
Lord, what's
just
that?
so mesmerizing. We got
Yes.
another guest on here. Who are you,
From Anchor
sir?
to Alexa.
Gloria.
That's our producer, you guys,
Hello.
and our brother, Greg.
Greg.
So
Hello.
we want to get started
True,
with your
Greg.
stories because I want to make sure each and every one of you have center stage because you were nominated for the Distinguished Authors Guild Award.
Mm.
That means you have an awesome book. And so I want you guys to talk about that book. I want you guys to tell us what inspired you to write your book and also your journey because writing a book is a journey. We're going to start with you, BG. Tell us the name of the book again and tell us what started your journey to writing your book.
Well, let me first say that
Uh-oh.
Well, the name of my book is Family Ties Thicker Than Severe Technical. I'm. Let me apologize up front because I don't know if I'll be able to remain for the duration of the podcast.
Okay.
I've been having difficulties with my network and working with different technicians for the week. I don't know if I'll be able to stay here, but
Okay. Well,
my
we're gonna
name
enjoy your presence while we got you.
the name of my. All right. Well, I'll cut to chase. The name of the book, the name of the novel, is Family Ties Thicker Than Blood. This is the revised edition. My first novel I published in 2020, and I realized after I published the novel that I didn't know what I was doing. So, long story short, I went back and revised the novel. So the revised edition, Family Ties Thicker Than Blood, came out last year in May. So it's been out for a year and doing very well.
Awesome. I see you. I see you moving around out there, VG. You got a little bit of a delay. So we're going to go ahead and move on over to Pamela. Tell us a little bit about your book and what inspired you. First of all, let me ask, is Wafiyah?
Wafiyah, yes, that's my
Okay.
Muslim name.
Is that your pseudonym?
That's my Muslim name.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It took me forever to find you on social media.
I know that's why.
I finally found her, and I was like, yes.
I know that's why when I came under there, like it's Pamela Jones, but everybody calls me Wafiyah.
Right.
So yes, that's my Muslim name, Wafiyah Muhammad. My book is called 5 Shots, My Story, His Pain. In 2005, at the age of 17, my son was innocently shot 5 times and left paralyzed by someone that got beat up at a nightclub. And he said the first person he saw from the neighborhood, he was going to shoot him. And just so happened it was my son.
Wow. That's deep.
That's real deep.
Yeah.
And my deepest condolences to you.
Thank you so much.
What about you, Greg? Tell us a little bit about your story.
My story, it took about 14 months.
No, not you. You're not even here. You're not even here.
Which one? Talking about Gray or Thomas? Which one you talking to?
Gregory Thomas.
Gregory Thomas. He's nobody. Y'all just ignore him.
Please do. Please do.
The title of my book is No Doubting Thomas. You can see it right over here. It was a project that took about 14 months to get in on paper, but it took 40 years to finally get it done.
Wow.
It discusses my journey as the first starting Black quarterback at the University of Arkansas from 1984 to 1988.
All right.
Discusses just the normal trials and tribulations of playing college D1 football.
Okay.
Especially the University of Arkansas. Are you still in Arkansas?
No, I'm in the suburb of Dallas, Texas. I live in Salina, Texas.
I know that's that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And what was your position?
I got people in DeSoto. Yeah.
Ma'am?
What was your position in
quarterback.
Football?
Quarterback.
You was the water boy. Come on, you was the water boy.
Hey, you know what? They still have all my stuff on YouTube. You can go check them out.
Yeah, he said you can Google me.
You can go see it.
He got receipts.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move on to Arianne. Tell us about your story in your book.
Yes. So, Congested, Yet My Heart Didn't Fail is my personal testimony. Is a way for me to cope. At that time of writing the book, I was battling for my life with congestive heart failure. I had 2 children under 2, both in diapers.
Wow.
And I was looking for a way out. I was looking for a way to keep going. See, because when the doctor looks you in your face and tells you that your heart is only functioning at 13%.
Wow.
Wow.
And that you wouldn't be able to take care of yourself or raise your children. Y'all, for lack of better words, I was mad. I was angry. I was pissed off. I got two beautiful young sons, and you mean to tell me I can't raise them, let alone dealing with their father, with his infidelities, with what he was going through. And both times I was pregnant, he had someone else pregnant. So I had to find a way to cope with life. And me coping with life came in the form of Congested, Yet My Heart Didn't Fail.
Oh, wow. That's a
Wow.
catchy title,
Excellent.
too.
Wow.
Very
Excellent.
Hey,
catchy.
Mina.
Yes.
Hola.
Hey. What about you, Tamika? Give us your backstory.
Blessings, everybody. My book is called Identity Deception: From Wounds to Worship, the Raw Life Story of Evangelist Tamika Strickland. And it's a story, I like that, from wounds to worship, because at an early age I was touched. And from that point forward, my world was turned upside down. You know, rejection, abandonment, and then later on, same-sex relationships. And once I got in touch with who I truly was and whom I am, I was able to, with God's grace and mercy, walk out of that lifestyle with the grace of the Holy Spirit.
Come on.
And
Amen.
when I tell you, after being in a lifestyle for almost 30 years, where the identity deception, you wouldn't even recognize me. Like, I totally was wearing the grave clothes. You know, I dressed as that man. It didn't start out like that, but it's like the longer you're in that, you don't even recognize your own self. So when I got saved, well, I actually had to get clean first. And then I continued in that process. And then once I got saved, it was like I was introduced to the real Tamika, like with the help of the Holy Spirit, women and men, you know, just showing me how to be that woman of God that I am now. Was it easy? No. But through his grace and mercy, here I am. And God birthed this book out.
Wow.
He birthed this book out because there are women and men that are walking around that don't have a voice. They believe they are unworthy, you know, hopeless, depressed, rejected, abandoned. There's so many different things that I've gone through that my testimony will give strength to someone else. That's what it's all about. Like, it's not even for me, it's for that next person, and helping that next person to identify who they are in God.
Yes. That is so good to hear you say that, because a lot of times authors don't realize that their books are helping other people. It's not just for yourself. There's a lot of people that when they pick that book up and read it, they can relate to it.
Yeah.
They can get some kind of relief from it. And so many times I tell authors who have told me, people who have told me I'm writing a book and I sat it on the shelf and it's been there for 2, 3, 4, 5, and even longer. I tell them, pick it up. Somebody needs that book. Someone needs your books.
And you know what? Excuse me. A lot of times, you know, you went through what you went through. Your I don't want to call it an issue, but even if someone else went through something not the same, I'll say topic.
Situation.
Thank you.
Mhm.
The same a different situation, they can still, because I did read your book, and they can still use what you use to heal. I'll put it
Right.
like that.
It's helping them heal.
Amen.
So let me ask everybody a question. Since we had this conversation yesterday with other artists, how long from each one of you, how long did it take to write your books?
Let's start with you, Pamela.
16 years.
16 years. Got
16 years.
so when you say 16 years, do you mean
Wow.
total time or just or it was all being put together and then you actually wrote it in three?
You know what? I started writing it because of certain things that was happening to my son.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, you know what? I'm going to write about it. And I wrote about it because it was also therapeutic for me.
Mm.
So I took my time and I had so many notes and then I lost them.
Mm.
So, but because this is a true story and this the life that we lived for 16 years, I was able to just pick it back up and start back all over again. I lost a lot of pictures and some stuff, but it gave me time to refocus and to see how I wanted to do the book and where I wanted to go. I wanted this book to touch someone because being paralyzed, a lot of times people don't know what a person goes through when they're paralyzed. I was very graphic in the book because this happened to my son. I
Right,
can't
right.
I can't account for nobody else's, but this is what happened with my son.
Mm.
Mm.
I know it had to be very, very difficult for you to relive that story.
Oh, I
Mm.
cried every time I read the book. I cried, I
Wow.
cried, I cried. I put it down. I let my son read the first page, and he loved it.
Mm.
So every time I sat down at the computer, I said Bismillah. That means in the name of Allah. So I
Mm.
gave it to Allah, my God, and I let him just direct me where I needed to go. And we've been here for a year now.
Mm. All right.
Mm. Wow. BG, what about you? Same question. How long did it take you to get that pen and paper published?
Well, actually, my story is not as impactful as well, I guess. Anyway, it took me from the time that I started writing to the time that I finished, um, 12 years.
Mm.
I actually was in had an accident rehab. The book proved to be more therapeutic than anything else because in the process of my undergoing rehab, that was an 8 year process, and I just to quieten the voices inside my head, I just opened the Word document and started typing one day, and I had no
Mm.
idea what I was doing or where it was going. But it was, like I said, it was therapeutic. So over the course of the next 2 years, it took me that long to finish it, and then I just filed it away. Fast forward 7, 8 more years, and I met my now wife. We weren't married when we met, but we're married now. Um, but Sandra, we went away. We went away. We went away. We went away on a moment's notice. We expected to be there for 2 weeks. We ended up there for 2 months.
Mm.
And one day she came to me and she said, "I'm bored." And she remembered the book. I didn't. So long story short, I eventually found it, um, copied it to a flash drive and gave it to her. She came back a few days later and she's like, "Babe, you gotta do something with this. You have to do something with this." And so, what do you mean? She goes, "This is really good. You can write." And so we came back in, I think, June of 2016, and I said, "Well, if it's publish worthy, I don't want my first published novel to speak of my life before my accident." And so I added. I'm sorry,
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
but I added another 7 chapters to complete the work, and that that was the first novel was published in April of 2020, and it was not until after I published the novel that I went back and researched how to write a novel.
Mm.
So it took me then 2 years to revise the novel, and that's how we got to where we are today with the revised edition, Family Ties Thicker Than Blood.
Mm.
Awesome, awesome. And then you talked about you threw that out there. You said before your accident. Tell us what do you mean by that?
I didn't hear that. What was your question?
So you mentioned that you wrote the book. You didn't want to write the book to depict before your accident. Tell us, what did you mean by accident? What accident are you referring to?
Oh, wow. Well, that's in 2001. I was self-employed, and I had two businesses. Was doing very well. Um, um, and one night my with me, she had some concerns about her boyfriend who happened to be the accountant, and so she had someone drop her by my house after class one evening. And to make a long story short, I was taking her home. It started raining. We turned around, came back to my house, but I was riding my brother's bike, and a truck pulled out in front of us.
Mm.
That changed my life. I had a, I had a, I had a. She suffered a broken collarbone, a broken leg, a broken pelvis, and I think a broken arm. Um, I had my both my ankles, both my shins, both my knees, both my femurs, both my upper arms, both my elbows, both my forearms, and both my wrists.
Mm.
And I had a massive concussion that left me in a coma for 7 months.
Mm.
I wake up, I wake up more than half a year later. Both my businesses were closed in the tank, um, because of some things that my accountant had done. I was almost $5 million in debt,
Mm.
and to top it off, I was on a fixed income. That's why I needed the rehabilitative therapy.
Mm.
Wow. That right there is definitely a book.
Yeah.
Definitely a
Mm.
Yeah.
book. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana, same question to you.
Okay, well, for me, writing my book is a combination of journal entries. I was writing to alleviate stress and anxiety, but also to like document how I felt from day to day. Because being at the time, being a new mother and fighting for my life, battling with congestive heart failure, I really didn't think that I'll be here today. So I wanted to make sure that I documented a lot of things. So for me, it was having time, taking time praying and talking to God. And it just kept just something heavy on me, which is like, you need to write this book, put your journal entries together. Uh, like someone said earlier, because it's not really for myself. So I was sharing how I felt. I shared different Bible verses, different thoughts that can help someone else with their congestion. It might not just be heart failure. So it took about 10 months. Um, I went to get my defibrillator read in March of last year. And the technician asked me, Miss McLean, have you ever been shocked? And I was like, no. Um, not to my knowledge. He asked me, what were you doing January 16th? And I was like, depends on what time. He said 7 a.m. He said, did you feel different? Did you feel weird? And I said, no, I think I was asleep. He was like, well, thank God that you have your defibrillator in your shoulder. Because if you didn't, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation.
Mm.
I said, what?
Right.
Because I went around that day as if nothing happened, nothing out of the ordinary. Matter of fact, January 16th is my Founders Day for my sorority, as I'm a Zeta. And I just went on about my day. So from January until March, and to talk to the technician that told me I had been shocked,
Mm-hmm.
and the heart rhythm that I had, if I didn't have the defibrillator, I would have died in my sleep.
Mm.
It just it shook me to my core. And I said, I would never let my kids know that, or let them feel like it's okay to just roll over
Right.
when
Give
you're
up.
shook, when you feel like there's no reason to go any further, like you're not gonna make it. And everything in me was like, you're gonna write this book. You're gonna write out how you feel. Maybe you'll save another young soul, another young girl going through. Because I was in grad school in the beginning of all of it. That was the genesis to the beginning of my introduction to God. And it's not my doing as to why I'm here. It's only Him. So I wrote the book to be a testament of His healing power, of His grace, of His glory, to inspire others to invite Him in. I invited Him in. And Congested Yet My Heart Didn't Fail is the testimony to what He had done since I invited Him in. And it took 10 months, and I was serious about it. I didn't want to fumble. I didn't want to mess it up. Someone took my manuscript. It was my godmother. She read it, and then from there gave it back. I edited, and then I found a publisher.
Mm.
And from there, I had the publisher, do what they do. And here I am now, an author, and I'm just so grateful. So it took less than a year.
So you wrote your book in 10 months?
The writing process was really maybe 3 or 4 months, but the total process was 10 months when I had the finished copy in my hands.
That's not bad at all.
It's
10 months.
I like to say, my mom and I kind of joke sometimes, but it's as if I was shocked into action because I couldn't let it go. Like, I lost friendships. Let me tell you something. When God puts something on you to do something, and you decide to do it, sometimes you look crazy at the end of the day, but I'll look crazy 10,000 times over if that means I'm doing His will.
All right.
Awesome. I have yet to meet an author who have said, I wrote my book and got in 2 months or 3 months. Now, maybe after the first book, because I know authors that have written books in 2 or 3 months, but they have several books already published. But that first book,
Yeah.
when I find that author, I'm going to shake their hand, because out of all the years that I've met authors and dealt with authors, I haven't had one to say I wrote a book in 2 or 3 months.
And Gina, something that I've noticed as well, how so many just put it up on the shelf. And I know a lot of times they're probably going through a lot.
Life is
Arianne,
life in.
is it Ariana or Ariane? How do you pronounce your name?
It's actually Arianne.
Arianne.
Arianne. Okay.
Arianne.
I know for a fact your book I did read your book from one, but it can help. Because a lot of times when people hear of heart failure or heart attack or cardiac arrest, they think that's a death sentence automatic. It's not. I've experienced it. I have a portable defibrillator that I wear daily right now. So I understand what you went through and how you said you were mad.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I wasn't mad. I'm a little goofy. I kind of laugh because I laugh at the devil and like, look, you don't know the God I serve. You got me. What we're going to do about it? But yes, your book can help because you did write, like you said, scriptures that you stood on.
Yes, ma'am.
And just each one. Wafiyah,
Yes.
you wrote up your story, BG. Greg, we haven't gotten to you yet, and I know you talked about with you being NFL, definitely. And Tamika, I know also for you. And it's a common denominator of when you go through something and, like we said before, and you write about it, it can help others. So
It's healing.
I
It's
commend
therapeutic.
all of you guys. Um, I'm an avid book reader, and I'm excited to see what happens in November.
November 8th.
Amen.
Me too.
Tamika, tell us a little bit about your journey writing your book.
Well, I was told that I had books in my belly
Mm.
by one of our apostles at church.
Wow.
And maybe the next year I went to, it was called Release the Writer.
Mm.
And it was a 3-day extensive workshop. I mean, praise and worship. It was Christian based. It was in Texas. And my God, when I came back, I was on fire. And I happened to be on, they call it third shift. And I was just typing and crying and crying and typing, because I knew God birthed this book out. Everything that I've gone through was for purpose. Everything. You may not look at it in the beginning because you walking through all this pain and it's bringing up issues from your past, and it's like, oh my God. But when you tap into the power of God and you hold on to what He has told you, even if you fall down, because it was a point where I stopped and I asked my auntie to proofread. And that was it was 3 months. But because she said you didn't go deeper, you need to go deeper to release some more, right? I became fearful and I stopped.
Mm.
And then something happened that I can't recall. And I went back and I got the editor, and it was like different people looked and read, and when it was birthed out, maybe a good year, a solid year, and we was going back with the name, different names that I didn't like. And when the Holy Spirit said identity deception, that right there, that's where I was for so many years. And it don't even have to be about sexual, but just not loving who you are. From that time of the touch, it opened so many wounds, from wounds to worship, so many wounds that I had to go through to grow through, right? Identity deception. That book is powerful
Yes, that title
because
is powerful.
it from wounds to worship. My wounds when I got touched, meeting, because I didn't grow up in church, meeting God, then getting saved, and I met Christ, then the Holy Spirit, and then it just, grave clothes started falling off. And from that point forward, it was like there are women and men that are dealing with their issues, and they believe that they're unworthy. That broken spirit.
Well, I definitely can relate when you talked about you had to go back and revise and add to that story. That's like a punch in the gut. when you spend so much time and you think you're at the end, you have your finished product, and then your editor or whoever tells you need to go back and do XYZ. That happened to me with my books, and I sat there for about 2 months, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go back to square one. Let me think about this. And I sat on that, and I sat on it just like you did, Tamika. And I went on, and I went back, and I'm glad that I did, because my books are so much better than they would have been if I had put them out the way that they were. So yeah, that's like a punch in the gut to hear you need to go back and do XYZ. No, I'm not doing that. So Greg, tell us, how long for your book? Yours should have been pretty easy.
Why would it be easy? Raising 4 kids.
You're writing about football. You probably live, breathe, and eat football.
Yeah, but it still wasn't an easy project.
I'm just teasing.
But it took about 14 months during the pandemic. And we didn't have the children weren't there. I worked for a school district, and we were working half a day. The students would come half a day, then we did whatever work we had to in the community the other half. So it took about 14 months to get into print, because we self-published, but it took 40 years to get the story told. And like everyone else, you pick it up, you put it down. We had children, they had activities, and you want to make sure that you give them something to look up to. And I wanted to make sure that I gave them a little bit of another legacy. When you start and tell them you want to do something, you're going to finish that project. And I wanted them to see that project done.
Yes. I love that, having that legacy.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you guys, how does it feel to be a Distinguished Authors Guild nominee?
Feels great. Feels great.
You the only one that feels great too?
No, I am. I'm ecstatic. When I got your email and then I had your message saying you want to be a part of this, I was like 100%. I was 100% be a part of it.
You guys, I'm so proud of you. You should be proud of yourselves, because this is something that a lot of authors didn't even feel that they were going to make it that far. We have a lot of first-time authors, first book, and they were nominated. And I hear it all the time. I did not think my book was good enough. But apparently the readers and other readers feel that they're more than good enough because they were nominated. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you guys ready for Las Vegas?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, it is something you will never forget. We celebrate, we honor you guys. It is your day, it is your night. It's just a wonderful time, and I'm telling you, I'm excited just talking about it. I'm excited from thinking about last year. Last year was the first year that we were live, and we were live in Las Vegas. The previous years we were virtual, so that was extra special. And this year it's going to be even more special. I'm just really excited, and I hope you guys are excited and geared up and ready too.
Yes.
Ready.
Ready.
Awesome. Well, Pam, tell us where we can get your book.
You can find my book, 5 Shots, My Story, His Pain, on Amazon and Ingram Sparks.
Awesome. Make sure you pick up your book. Hold it again. Make sure you pick up a copy of her book. It is an award-winning nominee book. So it's going to be one of those books that you pick up and cannot put down. What about you, Tamika? Where can we find your book?
Identity deception can be found or purchased Amazon and also ebook.
Awesome. Identity deception. The name alone caught my attention. When I saw the name, I was like, wow, that's interesting. Identity deception. And you know what? we live that though. You know, when we meet people, we see their representative. So that's identity
Yeah.
deception right there. We
Mhm.
live that
Exactly.
on a daily. And so, hearing your book, it kind of made me think a little bit further, what that really means.
Mm.
So again,
Mhm.
on Amazon, pick up the book, you guys. It's on Amazon. You can also get the ebook. Hey, get your own copy because you can't have mine.
Or mine.
What about yours, Arianne?
Yeah, so Congested, Yet My Heart Didn't Fail. You can purchase your copy on Amazon, Books a Million, Barnes and Nobles, or you can always just go to my website, which is ArianneElizabethLLC.com and purchase the book.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay,
I,
can I
I'm
interject real quick? She
mhm.
said you can always go to her website.
Yes.
Something that we've learned, people, if you can go to their website, do that, get it from them. Just because it's yeah, do that before going to, I would say, to Amazon. Nothing against
Oh yeah,
Amazon,
yeah.
but they get more a piece of the pie when you go to
Yep,
their website. So
absolutely.
you get to get it from them.
We get the
Absolutely.
70%.
It
We
ain't
get
the
the
other way around, right?
70%. Yeah, yes.
What's your website again?
Also, my website is Arianne. My first name, my middle name is Elizabeth, LLC.com. I am a divine wellness coach. So it's everything Arianne Elizabeth at my website. And you're able to purchase the book. Also, if you send me a message, that way we can arrange for the book to be autographed as well.
Wow.
Amen.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
BG, where can we get your book?
It's available at the most of the typical platforms. Uh, Amazon.com, of course, Books.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and BookDepository.com. Also, there's a new venture out, Draft to Digital is also available there.
Oh,
But
that is new.
the better way, if you go directly go to my website, www.authorbghoward.com, and if you go to my website, contact me there, and all the books ordered via my website, I'm able to personally autograph or sign.
Awesome. That's an easy
Beautiful.
website to remember,
Oh,
you
and I forgot.
guys.
This is it.
Author BG Howard. Simple as that. You don't have to figure it out. Tell us where to get your book, Greg.
Well, you see mine here, No Doubting Thomas. You can go, like everyone else, to Amazon. You can go to Barnes and Noble. You can also go to my email address, nodoubtingthomas.hallquisper@gmail.com. It's in print. It's an ebook. It's also in audio book with a voice actor, Greg Campbell. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but it's another good, strong voice
Wow.
man to do my book. And I autograph everything. I get mine out in 3 days when you get it from me.
I have to
Nice.
ask
Yes,
because when
ma'am.
I saw that hog whisperer, and it's not HOG, it's HAWG, what
Hog.
exactly is that?
But
That's
we
that's an
have,
Arkansas
it's like
thing.
a code name. So we're a hog as a razorback, but
Yeah.
many of the players consider themselves hog with HAWG. So
Hog.
it's just our in-house
Mm.
way of
How?
making sure we recognize each other.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's what I was here to ask. That's why I put question like, wait, what is a hog whisperer? Okay, so HAWG.
Well, and it's a 2-time winner, 3-time recognized memoir. And I say that because in a year's time, it's hard to explain the growth and the ride that this book has been on. But
Mm.
I'm also learning, and that's
Mhm.
that's the key thing. I'm learning this industry, and I didn't know that we couldn't how Amazon gets that much of your money.
Oh
so,
yeah.
so we learn,
Oh yeah.
and that's why get it from the author. I get it out to you in 3 days, and like you said, I will autograph it also, and it's just a wonderful new hustle. Let's just say that it's a
So
wonderful
you
new
must
hustle.
be doing the same thing the other authors said they doing, selling books out the trunk of their car.
That's me. That's me.
And I know I'm not the only one. All of you guys, I know, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you all ride around or you go wherever you go, you got a copy of your book with you.
It's always a
Or
box.
more than a copy. I have a whole box.
Now
What's
that's
the
a
book
real
called?
author.
That's for real, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's a real author. So if you haven't already,
I
get
was
your
at the
ticket.
post office. I was
Go
out.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you mentioned about selling out the trunk of your car.
Mhm.
I was driving. I was at the post office about an hour before the show, and I wear t-shirts. My wife makes t-shirts, so I only wear t-shirts, with my brand. And this young lady asked me a question about the t-shirt, and that initiated the conversation, and we were standing there talking, and I told her, I gave her the synopsis, and she goes, "That sounds really interesting." She said, "Where can I get it?" I said, "As a matter of fact,
Right.
Click,
Got a
you click
book.
that
What we got?
button
and
on
I
the
went to the
remote.
truck and I got a copy of the
That's
novel.
right. That's right.
Then you turn around.
All
Hey,
right.
BG.
All right.
Say, BG, you turned around and popped the trunk on her, huh?
Because a lot
Pop
of
that
people don't
trunk.
understand. A lot, a lot of
Mm-mm-mm.
a lot of people don't understand when you go to you go to Amazon. You go to Amazon to purchase the novel. My novel sells for $19.95 on Amazon. You paid them $19.95. I think I net about $1.43.
Mhm.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
Lord, have mercy.
Somewhere around there.
If they
They
give you
get you.
that.
Yeah.
You said if.
If they give you that.
That's worse
That's
than
Because
music
absolutely
and it
right.
business.
takes 90 days to get
Yeah,
that too.
really, really.
You never
Exactly.
know.
Okay.
That's just like Apple
True.
Music. Apple
Very
Music,
true.
we sold
Exactly.
5 million, but we're gonna give them one at a time every
Yeah.
day. One nickel at a time.
And as I said, it's a different hustle. You have to
Ah,
learn the end. Learn the
it
end.
Well,
is.
I see all of you guys moving
It is.
around. I
It
see you
is.
with those books,
Yeah.
promoting, selling, taking pictures. It's awesome. It's awesome. So if you have not purchased your tickets, get your tickets at Eventbrite, code word Distinguished Authors Guild. DAG is celebrating authors. These beautiful authors are nominees because they have awesome books. We are celebrating you. We give you that day. Not only that, but if you the proceeds from the tickets goes towards freshman students in college that are in college for in the literary field. So not only are we celebrating authors, but we're giving back. So get your tickets. If you can't make it to Vegas, I would love for everyone to be out in Vegas. But if you can't make it to Vegas, you're able to purchase a virtual ticket and still be a part of the celebration. All right. Give us a last word. BG, we're going to start with you because you got a delay. So we're going to hurry up and get you out of here so that we can get around the whole board.
Well, the most important thing that I've learned, when you can't, that's because they have embraced the fact that they cannot, and they perpetrate that onto you, but that's not your journey. I was told that I would never walk and I would never talk again. Now, the inside joke is they try to get me to sit down and shut up.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Greg. Give us a few seconds of and give us something to walk away with.
You never know what you can do until you do it. So don't let anyone hold you back. Don't let fear hold you back. It took 40 years to get something out. I think the next book will start in April, and we're going to get it out in about 3 months. Since we know how to do it, we're going to do it, and we're going to sit down and try to make as many books that are relevant that young people can pick up and apply to their lives.
Okay.
Oh, I love that philosophy. That is an awesome goal to reach. Pam, what do you have for us?
No story is a bad story.
Straight and to the point. Say it
To the
again.
point. No story is a bad story.
There you go. And that is so true. That is so true. I always say every book, I don't care. Some people come back and say, I don't think that was a good book. But there's someone out there that said that's a good book.
Absolutely.
Tamika, give us a nugget.
Allow your identity to deception to become your from wounds to worship. Exactly.
Awesome. You know what? That wounds to worship, that's something to live by. Absolutely.
It's real.
Yes. Arianne, give us something, girl.
Oh man. So definitely understand that we all go through to get to. I went from experiencing gray sunshine days. Gray now. I say gray. I went from experiencing gray, looking at the sun and it is really gray, to now my outlook is so bright. My outlook is so positive. It doesn't matter what the doctor said. It doesn't matter what anybody has done to me. What matters is that I am living, and I'm living on purpose. Your life has a purpose. You are divine, whether you know it or not.
Amen.
But remember, never give up. Like never give up. Keep going.
Never.
I love that. I'm going to tell you, you guys have some stories. Your books tell it all, but you all are so positive. I mean, it's infectious. And that's what people can learn from each and every one of your books, to be positive and to stay strong and to keep pushing. And that's what I love about it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell everybody out there that's gonna listen to this show tonight. If you happen to be talking to any of these folks right here on this panel, and they say I got to go to the trunk, that don't mean what it means. It's going to get your book.
We know what it means, but this is a different meaning.
No, we know.
Marcy, what's your last words?
Don't allow others to define who you are. Know who you are, know your value, and know whose you are. That's it.
Love it. Love it. Love
All
it.
right.
Thank you all, and congratulations again. Our door is your door. Whenever you guys put out that next book, reach out to us. We'll have you back on. You all are family now. So you're always welcome on Dope Living TV.
Always.
And I just want to say we love you all. We love your books. And I'm just super excited to even be in the presence of such wonderful authors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We have more Distinguished Authors Guild nominees for you guys. It's going to be another awesome day. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
5 shots.
Bye-bye.
Yes, absolutely. Get the book. Support these authors. This is what they do. Support. Get a copy. Put it in your library. Get a copy of each and every one of them.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Queenie. Thank you.